Welcome once again to Time Between Times storytelling. Welcome to this place where tales are traditionally told. Welcome to the place where you can sit back, you can relax, you can let all your cares and worries vanish for just a few moments as you listen to a tale at the time between times. My name is Owen Staton and I am a storyteller, and I am here today to tell you another terrifying tale. For now is the ghost season. From now until Halloween, there will be ghost stories every week. So, by now you know the score. Sit back if you can. Close your eyes if you can. Relax and listen to a tale at the time between times. The time when it is neither night nor day, but sun has gone and the sky is grey. It's a time when the veil between our world and the fairy world is wafer thin. So thin that for just a few moments we can step into their realm, and for a few moments they can step into ours. Now is the time that people see lights in the sky. Now is the time that people see fairies. And now is the time that people see ghosts. So take that winding walkway through the woods and sit on a log by the crackling fireplace. Look around and see your friends and relax. Far away you can hear the howl of wolves. You can hear the growl of bears. But you know you are safe here at the time between times. Today I will tell you the tale of the Talbot Poltergeist. Many years ago, almost 200, in old Aberafan, there was a large townhouse in an old street not far from the sea that was owned by a sea captain called Thomas Williams. By his very nature and being a military man, Mr. Williams was not often at home, but he is not part of our story. His maid, Bethan, is a part of our story. And when Williams was away, Bethan would care for the house. It had 3 stories and a basement. Some of the rooms were very dark, and she spent a lot of time alone, wandering, dusting, cleaning, making, mending. And that gave her a lot of time to think. She was very creative and would sing and would dance and spend a couple of nights a week with her friends, but most of the time she was alone in the house. She had been there for 2 years. It was more of a home to her than her own home. But suddenly she started to know that things were somewhat different. She first noticed it when she would light a candle in the night to carry from room to room. Often the candle would just blow out. This worried Bethan because first she thought there may be a draught, but there was none. Then when she went to bed, if the night was cold, she would wake in the morning and find all the blankets on the bed taken off and laying on the floor. She would grow cold. But if a night was warm, she would wake up with all and more blankets piled upon her. She started to think that something was wrong in the house. As she walked around, she felt something was following her, something dark, something unseen. More candles were blown out. But one day, when she filled a jug of water to water a plant in the window, she was amazed as the water rose out of the jug and stood suspended in the middle of the air for a few moments, until finally dispersing and wetting everything in the room. She rushed, tried to flee the house. She went through the kitchen, into the hallway, rushed towards the main door, but there in front of the main door was a great black mist just floating there. She ran upstairs into her room and closed the door and bolted it. But as she slept that night, far away she could hear the church bell strike 12. She saw a black mist coming under the door, and then a candle went out. She hid under the blankets. But all night she could hear the voice of what seemed like an old lady calling, "Mother, where are you, Mother? Mother, where are you, Mother?" Bethan could take this no more. Eventually, at the height of the day, she managed to get out of the house without seeing the mist once more, and spoke to a friend who knew a friend whose cousin put her in touch with a man called Benjamin Williams from the village of Pontrydaven, not far away, known as Benny a Fiddler. He was a bard, he was a storyteller, and it was said that he could work magic, and he could rid the house of a spirit. She put out word for him to attend at the place she called home, and 3 nights later, terrified, he arrived at the house, knocked on the door. Bethan opened it, and there stood a man, not very tall, but not too short. His hair hung down to his shoulders, lank. He wore an old-fashioned tricorn hat with a feather sticking out of it, and carried with him a violin. "Shwmai," he said. "Gai ddo mewn? Can I come in?" Benny the Fiddler stepped inside. As soon as he reached into the hallway, he looked around and said, "Yes. Yeah, mae rhywbeth yma. There is something here. But we can deal with it." He took a lantern from the sideboard, lit it, and put it right in the centre of the main living area, asked Bethan to sit down, and then spent 3 hours walking round and round and round the lantern, playing his fiddle. All tunes he played, old hymns to new songs. And then he stopped and sat down. "Why is this going to do anything?" asked Bethan. "Well, you see, my fiddle, the back is made from rowan's wood, and it is varnished by dragon's blood. It will rid the house of all that is evil, but it will take me 3 nights to do it." The next night he came back and did the same thing, and the next night, till on the 3rd night. This time he spent twice as long, walking round, all the time playing the fiddle, until finally, with a flourish, he finished the last song and stopped and bowed to the lantern. Suddenly, the whole presence of the house seemed to change. Glasses and jugs flew off the windowsill. Water started to fall from the ceiling, although there was none above it. The carpet seemed to lift and then stop. And for a second, Bethan felt a hand touching her on the shoulder. Suddenly the front door opened and then closed with a bang, shattering the glass. "It is gone," said Benny Fiddler. "It is gone. And so am I." And with that, he got up and he left. She looked out of the window and could see him walking up the road, playing his fiddle as he went, a little jig to his step. And the house was never troubled by an evil spirit again. Although, at night, Bethan would stand in the window, lift up the lantern, and place it hanging there, so it could be seen from outside. For whenever she looked out at dark, after the time between times, the time when it is neither night nor day, but the sun is gone and the sky is grey, she would see this black mist stood outside the garden, drifting up and down the street. But whenever this lantern would hang in the window, it would never enter the gate into the property, and it left her a be forever. I know where the house is, and still now to this day, a lantern hangs in the window. But in old Aberafan, industrial place it is now, where people have good hearts, still sometimes in those streets near the sea, black mist is seen drifting up and down towards the bay, towards the docks, and then up into the town. Who knows what it is, or why it's there, but it is. But it doesn't enter the house because of what Benny Fiddler did almost 200 years ago. And that, my friends, is the tale of the Talbot Poltergeist. But before we go back to our real lives, before we go back to the world outside, before we go back to our cares and our strives, which hopefully are not too much, look at my time between times badge. I've been doing these videos for over a year now. I've enjoyed every single one, and the community we have here is absolutely fantastic. I've started a Ko-fi page, Ko-fi/Owen Staton. I will put the link in the show notes. If anyone would like an exclusive badge, just let me know. Or if anyone would like to contribute to the channel, so I could perhaps get us more surroundings, get us better equipment, do some more research on books and tales. Any contributions will be more than welcome. But of course, the channel is free. Enjoy it. Diolch yn fawr. Thank you very much. I will see you next week at the time between times. The time when it is neither night nor day, but the sun has gone and the sky is grey. Hwyl fawr.